Okay, we are on page number 94, and the third paragraph indicating truth and falsely relative to worldly person through the example of illusion.
That is Tarangibalule, longish, Mashabe Yuba, the Gaja in Silverba, Jesus, Chetan the Lung Shabaraba. The Lung Mashabe Yuba, the Gaja is Silverba. Don't the Lung Shaju the Gardens, said Jelly, what is she? Lung Shabbat or Mashabe, Mashabe Yuba Chitter. In Shevala, that is you may take any shared bet.
So, as we know, the object to be negated of from the Satrantika Madhyamika is if something exists without perception, without imputation, or something exists but without having comprehension mind, right? This kind of thing, same, right? So that would be object to be negated. Yeah? So then text goes on. It says, since using the example of a magician, illusion is pressed. Okay, no, it's not actually. Okay, so it actually starts from. Okay, so the that is through the force of an awareness and of existence that is not possessed through the force of an awareness, right? So then this is going to be illustrated in the examples. So for instance, here we're going to use magician kind of event, how we actually understand if something is exists and without having any comprehended mind.
You may beg in Shiva Jiva, Nabes, Dishan, starting Rangibalulitan, you may beg in share the room, share the meal, pay only. Be built and sharpening Napa in caressing Rangibati. Eating many Yubachi Shagirva. Just like you may pay the Dishinji Gubierva. Eating many Dishinji, Dushinji, Nidilanga Jamne, Nangierva. He is a think of Gina Betty. Patience here. It is a tung yes here. It is a tung yes here. It is a Jewish tung yes here. It triggered 6 weeks 하야게 한 말. 근데 규매 빼되기 그 나제긴 이것도 냠수네 유신지 대대야. 세상 유진가 당면을 두버지 유진 당면을 두버당 르샤베 니조 지구야 봐. 디페르지 빼디 규매 빼디 나버리 규매 빼디네 시에버리 제발라 나베스 지시에 나세요.
So in the text it says, since using the example of magicians, illusion is praised for understanding the status of existence. So in this view, in this the school, the Satrantika Madhyamika school, it said that illusion like or the magician example is very suitable and it fits, the right fits in their accords with their view, because that kind of example is not perfectly fits with the Prasangya Madhyamika's view. Because here we are using illusion like the magician, and then the magicians using a piece of something like wood, for instance wood, and then put some spells on it, and that creates an illusion like image or heat or anything, right? So this kind of analogy is very suitable for this school, the Satrantika Madhyamika school. But it doesn't fit with the other school because when if you use these analogies or the example in the Prasangika Madhyamika, so then he said that when we lose the power of the magic or the spell, so but so even though you may be able to destroy or disappear the image that appears to your eyes, but that still you can see after that still you can see a piece of wood, but that is similar like having intrinsic existence in that school. But the so here in that school Prasangika Madhyamika, their best example would be like they call it Tisetonge. I think it's like a Gandharva city, right? So Gandharva city. So when they when they dissolve or when they disappear, the Gandharva city, there's nothing will be left. Everything will be gone. So that example is very suitable for the other school, Prasangya Madhyamika school.
she발 김에베 땡네 she발 나베 테네 규마 켄기 디신 다난도 주바나스 규마 켄다 미레베 데모와다 미 말레베 데모와스 다데 규마 켄기 디신 다난도 주바디티나 규마 켄 쿠란 여바 쿠란 직제 아니 미레베 데모와스 데모다니 지여바 디 지지 니 말해봐 다숨 야르바 다숨디 숨여발에 담보라 따라도 나와 참 유지 들이 샴바메스 주마키야 쿠란라 아니 교신디 따라도 나와디 그냥 따라지 주베이나 Netarabji Tubine, Lamburuji Tubine, Lambu Tubati Nangari is Chiveri. Lambu Tubati Nangari, Lambuchi do Shambi Shambati Hamari, Kukura Tuni, the Kuhaku Yarba, Rang Trishabi, Jushiti, Kulambutini, Lambu Mai Sanguraba. What is Talkula Nawa Yujan said to Yushi, Tana do not what to call a Nadia. 이 두신디 당나도 신배신바디 양말 다디디
So then text goes on, it says, let's example it when a magician caused a pebble, twig, right, or the like of appear as a horse or elephant. There are three types of person present. It means like three perceptions. So one is the magician here, right? And then the audience whose eyes have been affected by the mantra and so on, right? A person who comes later and also whose eyes have not been affected by mantras. So then the first one is the magician. So then the magician will have, there is the mere appearances as a horse or elephant, but he or she does not adhere. Adhere means believe. Okay, something. Okay, adhere such as a true, right? So they don't believe, but the elephant or horse appears to the magician, but the magician is not taking us like literally, sort of like, is not believing in that image appearances.
다티네 주마케 구나라 다나도 나와 있는 신발 매체가 단 나한테 밀레버들 다나도 나와 야리 다나도 신발야리 국민의 그게 다나지도 섬 신발을 지야리.
So the mainly he's talking about like differentiating between appearance and the adhar, right? Adhere. So adheres, differentiating between these two. So they keep that in mind. The second one has both. There's someone who has actually affected their eyes.
That me malebe demo me malebe sena me maleo bas sumiyarba. That ena sanjela sobato sumi malebare. Ngaje digi sanje gijanle ya. Diwishin ngaje tabshedu. sanjele diwishin tanantu na tuyamari. Ngaje mi le tuyamari. Ko chubatanje pambarwa. Pamba yensani sanje digi diwishin tanantu nawa diye yamari, shenba diye yamari. Diniga nengediri.
So then the third person who has not been affected, their eyes not been affected. For instance, we can say a Buddha. So Buddha's own mind, right? So even though if they use spell on his, conscious on him or on Buddha, but that spell will not affect them because the Buddha is someone who has been eliminated all the all the kind of like the misperceptions, misperception or the misperception, yes, eliminate all the misperception. That's why the mantra or anything cannot affect it to their mind.
That teacher. That she tanantu navanas, and tabala to trube, say Shevati more, Tabatu inji, Jerry Trimishi, in Savashindu. Sheva trube mozam tanantu nava inji, Jerry Trishi tanantu, Menana she chanmiruntis. That teacher. Trishitana Dunavanas Trishitana Dunava Tina, Chiri Trishitana Dunavaris. Truba Tina Trishitana Dunagari, Chiri Trishitana Dunanga Marisiati, this is very Marichabri. Trishasiati could do the Nati Tabshaba with douching the Dushisigia. Dickatus Tone the Millet Nangiri Tana Tribeti Nangiri Chita Tushitana to Nagmaris and this is the marriage. Tushitana to Tushiti Penetushiti letter Talang Tushiji any Talang Tushit Tuan Tushit Navana Talang to Namino Talang to Tribati in the Talang Tushit Tana to Navari Mishuchit Talang Tushit Tana to Nam Maris and the Maris said Maris Tana to Navatungi 그래서 그래.
달랑 주시도 달랑 낭스
어리. 다시 단대들이 주시 땅은 주배 채는 주시 땅은 두는 거지. 시리 주시 땅은 두 메나스는 세미리 디에스스 수나.
So here now the question arises, like the second audience. Okay, we finish already down here. The appearance also. Okay, third one. Okay, so when, for example, a rope is mistaken for a snake, it is said the rope is snake. Rope is a snake in the perspective of the consciousness, but in general, it is not a snake. However, it is not suitable to say the similarity. Okay, anyway, so this give an example, because that means saying that in general, okay, in general, a basis, or it could be a piece of wood, right, been used for illusion like horse and elephant, right? And that's it. And some said, like for example, if someone says they do not perceive, or they do not perceive elephant and then the horse based on that pieces of wood, okay, based on pieces of wood. So they appear, the elephant and the horse appears to them when they affect by the spell. That's what they see, the horse and the horse and elephant, but not, they do not see the horse and the elephant based on the piece of wood. Okay, so then if they said that, but that is not correct. However, it is not suitable for the similarity, something like that. This is giving an example of something like that.
Then, 주시다는 나디지는 나와 좋은 뉴버티 스타 주시다는 좋은 뉴버티 주마케 따나 로트베 온게 나와리 있어야지. 다 주마케 되기 주시다는 또 나와데 로트베 온게 나와리 있지. 그실 저투야. 저것도 속에 주시다는 또 나와디 있잖아. 미래버들이 그 땅을 친이버지는 진짜 주변 온게 임버지 나와지 나와시는 말봐. 그리고 유크 유세트 주세 때가라는 땅을 친이 유시한 생겨봐. 다디 그 주변 나와서 임버지 수샤를 해서는 이렇게 그런 게 땅도 나와지 주변 나와서 임버지 그하고 그래서는 다나도 나와디 나와다 매버티 크하고 그러고 다나 친이버 매버티 하고 나와디 로트병기 나제 미레버티 레버토기 나와지 테기 주주 도지 나와지 하고 그래서 로트병기 샤바티 다나도 나와디 로트베
So now the magician is the only person who can tell that is that mind, the mind of the audience or himself is deluded mind, yeah? Because he understands, the magician understands that, so he spells this magic on that piece of wood and create some kind of elephant and the horse, right? So then he can tell that the magician can tell that, so that is, all of this perception is deluded. But from the point of view, from the perspective from the audience, cannot make them distinguish. So this is, so when they see the horse or elephant, when they appears to them, they believe this is true. So that is, they don't think anything about like any deluded, they never think of like any, that is a deluded mind. It's like, they think that is true, and there's only, they don't understand, they don't realize this, that is actually created from a piece of wood.
다 거기 주시 듀싱디바 듀싱디기 듀루 중간에 다나도 메나와티 나 많이 받하고 미야. 제가 멤버 주시온 주메케게 대다 멤버 주시 랑게 줄루지 온기 조바 미노스 그 다나도 나왔지 디우신 그런 그 줄루 중간에 니 나와 마인바디 그로 추변 그 나와래 미셔지 디우신 그런 그 줄루 중간에 나왔지 말이스 대하고야 디우신 그런 그 줄루 중간에 말로 디우신 그런 다나 말봐 그 디우신 그런 그 주시 디우신디 다른 거 뭐야 말봐 다른 거 줄루스 맞고 그래 그 다나서 야 말봐 그래서 그 디우신디 그런 거 줄루 중에 다나도 매버티 수하고 그래서는 정말 키엔디가 하고 그래 그걸 다나도 나와도 추배운 걸로 추배운 거 샤베도 그 하고 그래 로 추배운 거 샤베를 미셔 디우신 그런 거 줄루 중에 다나도 나와도 많이 버티 어디다 샤니트 수 샤베르스는 정말 키엔 그런 거 샤베
So then again, the magician. So magician, when the magician sees the created horse and elephant, so then the magician understands so that these horse and elephants are not inherent quality of that piece of lamb. So the magician is the only one who can make that distinguish. So he knows that because this is his own creation. So he knows that that is not actually the piece of wood and not part of the piece of wood, not inherent with the piece of wood. So he can actually understand that.
다 나한테 밀레베 때문에 땅이 되게 아니 시간도 그래서 그래. 이 난글로 온기 샤바티 처기야 말이야. 로트가 온기 샤바티 마샤바티 하마고 비체. 아니 시간도 나와들 땅아 친이베 주여바치 신바이. 어다 주마켄데 단데 주마켄데 뚱이 또 잘하게 가사디기 소치. 디벨샤. 다 데모어디 뚱이 또 많이 수수교 뚱이 또 많이 대나다 대신이가 유니디 어디 벨샤 디기 가르스네 주마켄디라 그 단어도 나왔디 로 주변 게 나왔디 그 하고 말 주변 게 나왔디 그 이유 그때 그런 단어지도 상관없지 단어 친이거든 그 주마켄 게 단어 주세티 주세가 사제 다가란라 단어 친이듯이 도 상바이 어디 신기해 그 되게 단어도 나왔디 로 주변 바자를 내려온 게 나와 말이스 그래 일단은 그래 그 단어 친이를 여발에 지해봐야 다디 거기 그래서는 르 주변 그 샤바티 하고 말이스 두시 단어도 나왔디 르 주변 그 샤바티 하고 말이 그 제가 단어 친이를 지해봐야 시기라 어다디 수수께끼 타마바데 셔좀 이 단어도 나와디 야리 셴바디 야리 그 단어 친이비지 여바지 신기하라 나랑도라 로 템바트가 능기 야리 나와나시 피기 유근데 템바트가 신기하래 어디 단다디 정말 캔디다 셔좀 돈이 또 장애돼 돈이 또 장애기 제도가 지어봐 제가 교신 단어도 나왔지 주변 게 나왔지 하고 그 돈이 또 살아 네 주변 게 나왔다면 메시지 유기 때문에 단어 야말이었어 유기 때문에 좀 매봐 유기는 좀 매봐 또기 네 유기는 좀 매봐 또 그래지 나와디 가르스는 주변 바자고 온길래 나와리스 티하고 아이 다디 돈이 또 창의기 가사 제도블 내버티 마지막은 내버티 말봐 제도블 내 인도도 봐 아니 수강가 최강가는 그래 봐 나와지지 배는 본반난 그리 본반나 인도도 봐 뭐 템버트 치는 거야 이니야 템버트 보면 많이 받지 하고 해 돈이 또 찾아봐 어디 샤우
So then, as an audience, when we look at that illusory elephant and the horse, so we see because of our misperception. So we have this both of there's two things right here. It says appearance and what was the other one? Appearance and also adherence. Okay, so then that means the audience has the appearance of truly existence. Okay, which is appearance here, truly existence, and also they have adherence of truly existence. Both. Okay, truly existence. But because they have that is something like someone who haven't seen the emptiness, okay, like an ordinary being. So the magician is like someone who has seen the emptiness. So then, even though the magician has the appearance of truly existence, appearance of truly existing, yes, in the truly existent, but they don't have the adherence of truly existence. Okay, they don't believe in that kind of truly existence. So that is like someone who has seen emptiness, and then when they get into the post-meditative session, so then during the post-meditative session, all the things that appears to them as a truly existence, but they do not. They take it as only truly, or they believe in that their own appearances as a truly existence. Yeah.
단어도 나왔대. 로추가 오면 나왔대. 하마고 그치? 유크란 때문에 단어 신이 그랬지. 셴바이.
So then, as an audience, right? So when they see the illusory horse and the illusory the elephants, they don't think that is actually that is actually appearing because of their deluded mind. Okay, deluded mind. But as a magician, or someone who has seen emptiness in the post-meditative session, so then they can tell. So even though they, when they have perception of self-existent, truly existing, so they can tell that is actually, I'm experiencing or I'm seeing this kind of perception because of my own imprint of the Timet Pakja, imprint of my Pakja. 가리 박자기 통을 해서 추배 박자 means the imprint of my deluded mind. Okay.
다 던지 때 배틀 숨 쉬어서 이게 정말 괜찮지. 나제 미래에 때문에 나제 미마다베 간사 숨이 봐. 다 나제 미래에 나 정말 괜찮지. 아니 돈이 또 창의비 제도부터 디베이지. 아니 나제 미래에 때문에 수수기 돈이 또 많이 수수기부터 디베리 디가르스 잠바토만 나와서 셴바니가 이게 다이 미 말레바티 지지 돈이 무슨도 돈인데 돈이 무슨도 돈인데 잠바토만 난게 말이 신기해 말이 나와야 말이 셴바야 말이 어디 doing Muslim to Tonyata, Sanjay, but of a Nangi, and but of a Shingi, and Marti, me, my left demo.
So then the the magician as is example of someone who has seen emptiness and being in post-meditative session, again the period of the post-meditative session. And then as the audience is example of ordinary being who has not seen emptiness yet, right? So then then we have a third example. So someone who has not affected this mantra and so on, right? Mantra and so on. So that will be example of someone who is in the deep meditative absorption and single pointedly on the emptiness and also the omniscient mind. So then according to them, so then even like the sentient beings who is in deep the meditative session, so they do not have both. They don't have appearances and they don't have the shempa or the adherence, adherence. They do not have both, like they do not have adherence and appearances in truly existence. Appearance of truly existent, appearance of adherence of truly existence.
That is Sumba Betty Donna Java says one, and did the Betty shots. The only did what is that did it. Then a Betty Le Shama shot to the she did now the now Shavana, now that you lose go at on window and you those river. Delisma.
And
Then a painting, long Shama shot. Cheva is doing. Yeah, painting a long Shama shot 30. Pay only painting the pay could take up to Karasure. Gimetana dirva. Gimetana di Leongish. Chibe Leongish, Shabati Hakonitsure. Jumakendi, Digi Jumakendi, Gimetana Navati, Lo Chibe Ongi, Shabatam Tokai, Le Pay Tingi, Payting a Leong Shabat. Tony T. Ta Miglebati any Tana to Navati, Lungi, Lutubong Shabati, Hamaguai, Hamaguniti, no pay Karasuri, Kimetati, Tana to Navan, I see Kimetana Tsiva, Yevati, Yeti, Tati. Painting long Shama Shasati D. That painted the only Pacha would Donna Janata, Chetambe, and Tony Tony, Jetoba Yishiti, Jetul and Devakasati, Jetul Kinego, Temper to an hour, Rangun to an hour, and Temper to an hour, Temper to an hour, Temper to an hour. And now you can call it the Matu Naya. Yinia Kulanaya, Churity, and Bamatu Hakua. Or that day, the Matu Banamati, Lord Sugar in our some days. Don't let them buy yet, never the Hakua. Or that did it, don't let the DJ.
So then page number 94, I think second paragraph from the bottom. In terms of an example, those are how something is conceived to be possessed by the force of an awareness, and then conceived not to be possessed by the force of an awareness when the basis is object purely. There will be a thing low on the Okay, yes, we are here actually. Yes, this is the right one. Anyway, so right now we have been talking about the examples, right? Examples. Now we need to introduce it to like actual thing, sort of like. So again, the same thing actually. So the someone who has not seen an emptiness, so that person will be an ordinary being. So then they see the things, this all lucid image, and they appears to them as truly, truly exist. Okay, truly exist, and then and also they believe in adherence, believe adherence in like truly exist or believing that truly exist, and then we have that will be like ordinary beings. They are it occurs because of their deluded mind, right? So then the magician, so then the magician actually has the appearance of truly exist. Okay, all phenomena and not truly exist. So it's someone who has seen emptiness in the post-meditative session, so they can see all things are truly exist. Okay, truly exist, but they don't adherence in this truly exist. That means even though they appears all things are truly exist, but they understand they are not truly exist. Okay, their understanding is totally different than how they perceive things. But as an audience, as ordinary being, also as an ordinary being, so when they appears to us, we cannot make that kind of distinguish between the way they where they exist and how we perceive, how we adhere them and how we believe them. So we got mixed these two. So then as someone who is in emptiness, so they can make that distinguish. So they can, even though things appears to them as truly exist, but they understand, they know, their awareness says that this is not truly exist.
That did it. Then the Palestina, Temen, do it. She did now and to lose to draw it and do a new year to do it. That she did not, but now a teacher, now I take you lose to draw a Giaris. Now I take you lose to Mendoza, Giaris. Now I take you lose to Mendoza, but now a teacher, but what nice. Now I take you lose to Mendoza. Now Pumba now a teacher, Pumba now a chair. Pumba now a teacher, Pumba now a tea. Now I take you lose to draw it. Pumba now a tea. Now I tell Pumba ain, doing a never. Pumba now a tea, Pumba Tambatu, what's in a grava. Tea, now I touch you lose. Pumba Tambatu, what you Pumba to lose to my race. Now that Pumba now a tea, Pumba now. Pumba now to lose to draw a tea. Kula Pumba now and I see Pumba Rava. Party now time to lose Mendo at the Shevat in Long Shat, Lord Tribungi, Shabbat she did it. The city now and now that you lose to draw at the Temeon ship, you did Judy. You did Judy. Just a deal on the dinner. Lush, Samaya, Loyin, the Long Shabbat, Durosina, Matia Marie. Samay Shaja Judy done. Longi, Shasi, Shazini with the Cavaris. The Cavaris in Tene Shaja Judy, you did no 1 year, you lose to draw it and you do it year. You lose to draw it. Temen Shasi Judy. Chamasi to go, you could now at that. Then the two which could be about. Tenetos to Tenetos. Chamati Shabata, don't never check. What is a low only Shaja Jujuta, Tena only Shaja Juju. 가가이
마샬라.
르옹기 샤바던
론 비샤고 추바 인식, 세명 비샤고 추바 인식 말씀.
제명옹기 지탄 르옹기 샤스야디 이 외네 매바시려다 르옹기 샤스 또도 이징 외네 매장 르 파다장 조치티시 제명옹기 샤자스야디 이징 내로 또 빠르들이 삼장박이 제명옹기 샤자 조가 타고야 삼장박이 공부 또비야 공부 또비 체마야 공부대 체면주 하고야 이네 삼장박이 공부대 르옹기 샤자 타고야 르옹기 샤자 하고 발 가를 거래 이게 뭐네 내장 내가 또배 파다장 너는 나와장 샤고 잠자디 그래 로트베 나와장 지금 이 로트베 나와장 시도 그래서네 베이드네 유기기는 땅나 매봐 근데 땅한테 그래서는 로트베 온 나와장 신다 다들 내용이 샤우스야디 유기 때문에 매봐 너는 나와장 샤브티 디시에서는 내용 샤브티 샘담베도 두수 공부 도그리디 공부디 내용이 샤브스야 내용이 샤브티 하고요 제명이 샤브티 하고래 그봐 그 제명이 샤바티도 하고 그래 어느 참마들로 말해봤으니 로리 참마들로 인야 제명 샤나 내용이 샤바티 좀 말이지 야
Okay, so now here again the same paragraph. I think it says conceive with possessed with the force of an awareness, and in the conceived not to be possessed with the force of awareness. When the basis that is an object appears to a certain way, there are two types. Those that do and do not correspond with the mood of existing that appears. Okay, we are in this section. Okay, so. So now we take example as the take vase as an example. Okay, so there are different ways to project or different ways to see, look at that vase. So here it says that those that do or do not correspond with the mood of existence as it appears. Okay, we are in that section. So that means like when we look at vase, so then there's one perception. It says it sees a mind, sort of a mind that sees vase as a vase. Okay, this is one way to see look at vase, and there's another mind of mind. It says vase as a truly exist. Here we need to use the truly exist. Right, truly exist. Okay. So then, when the mind that sees vase as a vase, so that mind is looking into the inherent nature of the vase. Okay, right, vase. So that is not a deluded mind. Okay, that is not a deluded mind. And when we look at the vase as intrinsically true, intrinsically true, so that mind is not looking into the the intrinsic nature of the mind, like the vase. Okay, not looking at the intrinsic nature of the vase. That's why it is not that's why. I'm sorry. So then that is not, when we look at that vase as a truly exist, that is a deluded mind. Okay, deluded mind. Okay, now so then they said like what about the mind that sees vase as a vase? So then that is that is a valid cognition, right? It's a valid cognition, seeing vase as a vase, right? So then here making a distinguish like, so the seeing vase, vast as the way in which you perceive things from Vedic cognition, and the way in which you see things from your mind, long vishapa, long from mind is two different things. Two different things, okay? So then the second one, the mind that project, the mind looking at the vast as the intrinsic truth, that is just a mere mistaken mind or mere long shapatsam, just posit, posit just merely by the mind. Okay? This is, and then we should go on like an example. Like when the illusion, the magician, he knows that the audience appearance or his own appearance, looking at them, he knows that this is just his merely appearances. So merely means it's cutting off something, right? Cutting off something. That means like merely appearance means that this is not true. Okay?
Oh yeah, that's it. Oh, that is. She did not to lose to her. But now, teaching now a target, turn a nanny. But now, teaching now a target, turn my name is me. Now a target to lose to her. It was me, said the
Okay, so now make it a little bit clear. So it says when we perceive a vast, and there is a thing that it very correspond or correspond to the way we perceive, where we see, correspond. They use it correspond, right? Correspond with the mood of the existence of the things and your perception. They kind of relate, then they correspond. Okay. The another one is they don't, the when you see and when the thing exists, they don't correspond. They're different.
No, Tati Pumbana teaching, Pumbana teaching, Dilusu Medro at the correction, Pumbana teaching, you get two mind that you lose a minute to an hour cherba. Tea, now that you lose Medrosi. I said two mind that you lose a minute to the tea, Yamarva. That's Umar and Gubachina. Ta Pumba Nawati, Sina Pumbati, Pumba Nawati, Una Pumba Metabana, Pumba Pumba Nawati, Ani Nawata Tulus Duati. Or Tati Pumba Pumba to the Semati, Ani Pumbati Nawata Tulus Duati correction, Pumba 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 Nawati, Sina Pumba Nawati. Nawataki to lose. Pumba Nawati, you get two mind bed to look human and Nawati. Nawataki to lose the metros, and give a lula. Two more mind bed to look you when it to Batika Jaimba. Thank you, Bellula. Thank you, Bellula, Rangu, when to Banawati. That is Rangu Bellula, Pumba Nawati, Pumbati, two more mind bed to look when it to Banawati. Gajan and Judy. The Pumban, the Rangatum mind that you read 2 minutes to Panawati. Now that you lose the Mendawati Anis. That is she, Sona, learn the Shajet Targo. Pumbati, now at the Iche, 2 mind that you lose 2 minutes, never the Targoati Itena. Learn the Shajet. Le Shabati Hago. Two mind betuli, you may to go marry. Lola Naya to Baris. Lola Naya to buy Shabari. Le two mind betuli, you may to buy Maria Silavina. Teach it to Pumbati Le on Shabati Hago. Tati Leon Shabagosuna. Tati. Pumba to the Timati, Pumba to Lung, Shabbat Hakoyama. Ti Pumba ti Pumba in Batopati, Pumba ti Sem Tambale. Bumba Tobati, Totebele. Bumba to in the Chamba Bumbati. Now a target you lose to draw a target. Gubati, Bumbato with Chamati, Bumbato with Chamati, Jesuna, Bumbati Lung Shabbat have to worry listen. Maris Lung Shabbat Tobala Caricores, you could two maybe to look and never take to a month.
So then let's say our vase, right? Vase. So vase has different characteristics, sort of like impermanence of the vase and the anti-nature of the vase and so on, right? These are actually part of the vase. So when we then, and also seeing vase as a vase, right? So then seeing vase as a vase, these are actually part. That means like he says it correspond to the perception. Okay, so when they see vase as an impermanent phenomena, so this actually correspond to the vase. I mean the perception, the mind. It's right, right? It means another word. That means it's right. It's not untrue, right? Right. So then this kind of thing actually can accept in like other schools, like the Prabhashika school and even Bhagashola school, and then minorly, minorly school. They said that when they see a vase as a vase, that is the valid and true and correspond to their appearance. I mean like a mind. Okay, it's true, right? So now but they don't see, but they don't understand the dulugungun duba. Dulugungun duba, the tumo maimbe dulugungun duba. Tumo maimbe dulugungun duba means, so tumo maimbe dulugungun duba means there are so another word, there's very long lines actually. Anyways, I'll try this. Tumo maimbe dulugungun duba means, tumo maimba means very unique way. Okay, unique way. Tumo maimbe dulugungun means from the objective side. Okay, one duba means from existing from the objective side. You might have like a technical terms for that. I don't know. Tumo maimbe dulugungun. We use unique or the tumo maimba are unique or maybe just mere. You can say mere. So this actually suggesting something, but there is things are not just from the objective side. That means like they need a mind that apprehend the object. Okay, that means like every object or every phenomena has to have some kind of consciousness. Need to look at that and see that. So that if you have that, then we can say this is things, right? So that if something is uniquely or merely from the objective side, that will be the object of negation. So then, even though if you see vase as a vase and the impermanence of the vase, but it not necessarily you need to understand that kind of thing. So that's something that from appearing or the being exists from only from the objective side.
Yeah, that means the understanding.
Okay, let's have question.
Like, I was thinking how some of the lower schools of philosophy say that what exists, like the vase doesn't exist from its own side, but what does exist are like partless particles. So there's something there from the side of it, like for example partless particles in some schools. But in the Svatantrika Madhyamaka school, what exists from its own side, like what's the piece of wood? What is that?
Okay.
Because I think they don't say it's particles.
Yes. Okay. That this penetration that the Oma is your color, the Oma color, and penetration to the father to your France, you get that the because somebody to say, you might do like in it. yung dupes labra kunzegi yung dup la kunzegi chanzi shesadi chada chamela tene dubare chajin denji tu tene dubare lan kunzu ta pege pajino yuji shai duasa pen tenju belu la ya ma ranju belu la ya ani yugi ngone dulugi ninduba mai dene yuda ani ni zo jin sha was yu pen yongya pen dubye de yudi kandeji sha pen sha tanda ging pe sha de singji duma ging singji sha ro singji chue de kandeji agir res 근데 샤워해서
신디면은 디시 따는도 주의해야 돼요. 아니 신내버전에 디시 디우신디 따는도 주의해야 돼요. 다 주시지면은 따는도 주의해야 말이야. 따는도 주의해야 주시지 구비해야 띠띠 유기문에 주의하게 뺏디죠. 주시지 구도라서 로 주고기 아니 로를 나 주시디 매나 로를 나 투야야 말이지.
그 되는 자는 근데 싫어요.
되는 자는 부바디 이 중에 또 그래. 그냥 유기 때문에 또 그랬어. 그 부바디 이래봐.
유기 때문에 줍세디 샤라시서. 유기 때문에 줍세지요라 하는데
유기 때문에 두자대 유크란 게 유크란 여자들이 랑기 별로라 유크란 이어버려 봐서 여봐서 저 남자 이어봐 인san 랑문에 좀 그래죠 랑문에 맞는 내 그랬어 그런 여자들이 bomba 그런 야를 바탕에 두어봐 인san 근데 그 랑문에 좀 그래서 생기 봐서기네 bomba yobazam ki bomba di ramane tu sigi amari bomba di ramane ma tu sigi ra rangi ba minja di bomba di yoba yesane ko ramane tu bare yodam le koranti ramane tu shabre
so then the Satrantika Madhyamika and below all the other schools they said things exist from the on site right on site they said because for instance the Madhyamika Satrantika Madhyamika, they said that because, in literally, like in general sense, the verses exist, right? So they're taking that as, from like external things. So then this is just taking the mood of existence. So they exist. That's why it has to be something from this something from the objective side.
Thank you very much. Umba yujule losu umba ramune tu umba diyari di yuju dile geni kana ya mate bachi chu tu bachi le ramune tu basi yuje shen la mate ba kurang kejang ngune tu bachi le ramune tu basi
Then the
ranju ba meje digi yuju kurang ye ba yesane ramune tu kunde
and then the Satrantika Madhyamika, they said if something is exists from the objective side, so that becomes truly existence for them. Okay, for the Satrantika Madhyamika, if something exists from their side, that doesn't become truly exist. Truly exist is something doesn't have the mind to seize the things. Then it becomes truly exist. Okay. But beings when it exists from the other side does not truly exist for them.
Yeah, that.
Okay. Okay.
So they say like when you see like a vase as a vase, right? Then you see as vase as inherent existence, right? So that is it still this one mind that still sees them like is it one mind that sees
The both
vase as a vase and vase as inherent existence?
penetration logic yani pumba la shen and pumba rangshigi dubai shen ba na niga yunguru asyo
네. 문제 똑같이라 본바를 나와리 본바 랑문을 두게 했는 게야. 본바 담바 두게 했는 게야.
logic 시고로
Logic.
yes, so one mind can have both.
근데 남중이 여봐. Takula Rangun to now, but now the Kunam to the now that you lose me draw at each. Pumba now I think now that you lose draw at each. It is. Logila, Pumba Temba to Bata, Pumba Yiga now Yari.
So one
Zimbas in the Kalaya. Logic Pumba Temba to Zimba, Pumba Zimba Nikagari. No, I need to think.
Zimba the car and the Zimba is teens. Zimba.
You couldn't palette.
Yes. So the seeing vase is a vase, okay, and then the seeing vase is intrinsically exist can be seen by one mind. One mind can actually see both simultaneously, because whenever they sees a vase, right, vase, so that consciousness is seeing vase as a vase, right, vase, and also at the same time they see vase as being inherently exist.
Yeah, but you see, then you name it though. You see a vase as a vase. First you see something, then you name it. So one mind sees something, and another mind sees another. You give it a name.
Yeah.
So these things are two.
Two. Oh, first you see the object,
Yeah, then you
and
give
later
it a
on you give a name.
Yeah.
That means like you're seeing like a two process, two different events, sort of like,
So
right?
one
Okay.
mind, yeah.
Okay. Then it's better. This is the penetration of tango. So if you use a vase, it causes problems. Anyway, I'll try. That penetration. This is one. Tango means you pumba the tongue. Right? Pumba the tongue. And jelly ya pumbas le minchi ta. Cheso na. And the lo ni to which you do your was. Lo ni ga chi go la.
Tambu Pumba the any.
Tango pumba the tongue. Right? The jelly and pumba should be tiny ta. This is lo ni to us.
Hey, Tambu Pumba Tom said in Nishi to the Domain Shiver. This you looked up a trip which does in it. Each shiver to watch it. Iloni Kalaya.
So yeah, that can have two different minds. Mind, not mind, and consciousness. First one is just your eye consciousness. Right? Eye consciousness detects some object over there. Then later on you put a name on it. That will go to mind consciousness. Yes.
So in the Prasangika, they assert teneta.
Teneta, yes.
Teneta. So if I'm hearing correctly, there's a difference between this Platantric and the Prasangika view that the ten, the basis, in Prasangika they don't see it as having self-nature, whereas this Platantric think it has something. Is that correct?
Okay. That penetration this one. Teneta ba says you what? Ten says you what? Teneta ba says ten says to what? Ten delia penetration na. Dila khasa di tangible lula ten says the like keku mewache. Rashi mewas keku mewache. Keku shit mewas or shit. Ani and the chidi khasa di ranjuba lula ani ten says the ya chik yebes or shit. And this is the rest. This is the rest.
Dance at the tangible let ten de Sumiari. Julet Temba search. You the shower. Chasha let them bus and a chasha shower, Bumbe. Chasha let them bus and a Bumbe shelter, Chotola super Bumbe Chasheri, Bumbati, Bumbe Chasha let them barba. Dance at the Julet Tembas, Chasha let them bus, Toba let them bus, Sumiari. Ne dance at the Yarva.
So the Prasangika Madhyamika, right? Ten and in English independent, the part of the dependent writing. Ten, you mean like a ten del, right? Or the part of the ten from the ten del, right? Okay, dependent writing. So dependent it could be like three things. You know, there are like three types of dependence, sort of like in the Prasangika view. Okay? One is like depending on causes and condition, and another depending on parts and particles, and last one is called depending on consciousness. You know, topa means consciousness. Topa
Concepts?
what?
Concepts?
Concept, yeah, concept. It's not concept, yes. Topa.
ten
It's like a
yari,
dual-
ta tenju velu le ten seti yari, chwe tamje ten yari, pena drebu ti ten seti kuwa ten kore gyula ten kore drebu ti ten ti kare su gyula ten kore. Chajen ji yarwa, chajen di chashe le ten kore, chajen seti chata jeba, yala jen seti yala ji le ten kore, pena hingda di yala jen sa je, hingda di yala jen yin sa ku yala le ten kore. Shingde kolo tang, ani cha de mabu yarwa, sela suba dusu, shingde yinla re. Dusu ya chone, ani shingde yinla jen de chubarwa. Odi cha jen se de cha le de barwa. Ni tobe ta zam se de toba le ten re. Toba le ten yarwa.
So the depending on causes and conditions, mean like the result or the fruit, sort of a fruit depends on causes, right? This is one type of dependencies. Or what. Another one is like a mass, mass big thing. A mass depends on particles, right? For instance, if we think of like chariot, right? Chariot depends on like different parts, right? Something like that, depending on parts and particles. And then now the last one is depending on merely level. You say merely level, or just top one is like a concept.
Yes. Clearly, Buddha, enlightened being, understands our confusion better than we do to liberate us, right? It's a contrived question. But if we consider a Buddha like the person who's come along after a magical performance, has never seen the illusion, knows that there is only a piece of wood there. How is it that an enlightened being that just dwells in suchness, how are they able to understand our confused appearances if they're not?
You're referring to Buddha?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Penetration for Sangye, right? Sangye, Tatana penetration, the sum sharo, you making bed, sum sharo, Tamat Sangye sort of sharo. Sangye, the Sangye, the Sangye, has the Pena, the Jumadi Tungumare, Tushi de Tungumare, Narwa. But that Nangi Marisova, that Tung Marisova, has a way. Sangye Tushi the Tons over. Tushi Tungur.
Talent now the young
Tushi Tungur.
Tushi do in the duty, do the gina. Not just said do the gina. They do the not give the duty nine talent in the other. Do it in
the Tushi, the Dinigan Nangaman says the Tijitan Pajiman in the civil war.
Oh, correct.
Tushi
Now you know, Shimba Nang is now you Shimba Mess.
You can make it.
That it is. The now you were Shimba never see it. Nalandu Susuki would tell it now I yari, Tindu to Shimba Yari said. Naya the Shimba said, Tindu to now that Tindu to Shimba Sige.
The point to what did you marry? To what did happen? A Sangi the Porta, the Samata Kingi with the That you could Kingi over the from the position up and the Yagari Dogar is some Chigla Page, Chick this in Shah and Chobra. The condition how race it was again.
And Sangela Jumakan Digit Nata the Mik Level Dilla Dushing the Tana to know at the Sanjay Habuya. Sanjay and Dushing the Tana to Nandiamari. That is Chube Bajak led to be Amara. The Sanjay the Karikin there is in it. Chube Bajak level, Chuba to Su, Yamatanya to Sula, Dushing the Tana to now at the Chingia. Sanjay Koran division the Tana Nangre now at the Yarvis and the Amaris.
Okay. This is more like technical thing. Okay, let's see. This says Buddha, right? Buddha sees sentient beings, okay, sentient beings being deluded, okay, and sentient beings seeing, you know, the all this illusion like horse and elephant, okay, elephant, yeah. But the I mean, like the Buddha, they don't see illusory elephant, illusory horse, okay.
But they see that others are seeing.
There,
the
which is
illusion.
saying like, you know, others being seeing other and the illusion, right? And I was like, what is that? Anyway, so then, you know, and the Buddha is not seeing the illusory, the animals. Any questions?
다들 야 에티니 분반 나와디치는 나와다 줄수로와 찍다면도 이시게라 어디 하고 숨했어.
So, do you know, do you understand when we see a vase, seeing a vase, and that actually correspond to, you know, valid, something like a valid and true correspond to your perception, and seeing a vase and something that is not correspond to your, is not invalid and correspond to your mind. Do you know how to make that distinguish?
분반 나와디치는 분반 잠바투바 나인도 나와다 줄수면도 왔지. 분반 나와디치는 분반 나와지. 여러분. 나 분반 뭐부 나와. 분반 나와디 나와다 줄수로와리. 분반을 봐. 와다디 이제는 다 분반디
So then the when we look at vase, right? The vase, when we perceive that vase as truly exists, that is not the nature of the vase, right? It's like they don't relate it, right? And then when we see vase as a vase, or the vase as a produced object or impermanence, so then this is actually the nature of the vase, right?
So does that mean, like, I just want to make sure I understand, it looks like that means, like, if the group of people in the audience were together, and they were all saying, oh look, the elephant is impermanent, also the elephant is gray, and so on, that those would be valid perceptions, even though there's no
I mean,
real...
are you taking example as
illusory
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Pero siya demo dinsolaya di kasi di pati kasi di talang tu siya jiyo ro talang tu siya di kato ta ni ko di kasi di kato ta dilaya ni kasi di ma di kasi di di kasi di 깨진 kasi di juwa joy kasi di kaya di kasi 미다바 임바다 근데 요르와 디 요마데 또도 좀바라 디 아니 가서 디 세마게 또 요르 왜시로
그래 달란디나
달란 뚜시 달란디르다 달란디라 답변에 가도다 라고다 디 요르 그래서 세마게 또 요르 왜서
라고 야마르다구나
디 답변에 가동만 벌어지는 거 뭐보다 가운데 남기와 어디 가도 나와디 시선데 세마를 왜시고다
가도 나와디 정말 말해봐 kulyo chugarwa yushingdi talandu nawati chene
wong di miwan 미셸 난거도
네 말이 미셸 있는 게
어디 지선 추바르 그러면 세마 말을 왜시고
정말 말이
it's not valid cognition, let me say. It's not valid. When you see a color of the horse, the elusive horse, it's not a valid cognition.
그래서 미실에 세부 세부라지 그 이제 가리를 따서 가리 세부 넘기봐. 가리 세부 나와티 로버봐.
So for instance, if you put on yellow color kind of glasses, right? You see all mountain, the snow mountain is yellow, but that is not yellow. They are not yellow, right? So something like because of the diluted kind of, our mind, it sees that.
Then I don't understand how to apply the analogy
좋은데.
to the vase.
알레 vase 아니요. 근데 맨날 딱 그런 게 so 딜러겠죠. So you were saying like describing vase and describing on that things two very similar. You're saying right, something like that. It's similar, same.
Like the illusory elephant and
Yes,
the vase.
the vase,
Like,
same, right?
Because I thought Rinpoche was saying like like the illusory elephant appears, but it's not real.
Not real. Okay.
Also, the vase appears, but it's not real.
real. Okay.
So then, if the perception of the illusory elephant as impermanent isn't valid, then why is the perception of the vase?
Seeing vase as a vase, or the vase color of the vase, and so on. Or
Yeah, why is that also? Like,
Okay.
I'm trying to get the analogy.
okay.
Right.
Can I say this is from 분박이 분박미다 보통은 분박미다 보통 분박미다 분박미다 보통은 분박 통화 열어다.
그래.
디다 아니 디 랑버치 달란디 디시 달란지요. 달란디 통화다. 달란디 카도도 통화 찍버려도 왔어요.
집은 말이. 근데 집부터 주변 거 나와라. 금방 메타번 나왔다. 금방 나왔지. 주변 거 나와 말이야. 그 된다는 내들이. 집부터 디우신데 따라 말이야. 따라기 가도 따라 말이지. 나와디 콜로 주변 take 주기 오게 나셔.
So they are different. They are different because when we look at the illusory the animals, right? Animals. This is actually happen like an occurs because of our this spell, diluted mind. You can say diluted mind. Right? When we see vase as a vase, impermanent a vase, but that is not a diluted mind. It's a valid cognition.
따라야 말이야. 디우신데 따라 말이야. 이내야 주변 디우신데 따라 두네 그래봐. 분바디 메타바리 분바 메타바리 산계기 분바 메타바이 하고 그래. 분바이 하고 그래. 산계기 디우신데 따라이 봐. 친구 말이 따라이 말이 난게 말이야.
So let's say
집은 말이.
yeah, there are two differences because another one is just illusion, right? It's just diluted perception of a diluted mind, right? So there's no horse, there's no color, nothing, right? But on the other side, now vase, when we look at vase as a vase and impermanent of the vase, they are true. This is actually impermanent. The vase is impermanent, and also it's the vase, right? And then when similar like when we Buddha look at these two objects, so because of the other one is diluted, not just creation, but the Buddha don't see the illusory elephants and so on. But the Buddha can see vase as a vase and vase as impermanent.
So then, is the valid perception of a vase is like seeing the piece of wood?
신기 통마동지 the vase. 最新当然是有最新是有了吧？就是相当于新的，我的通嘛跟着几类的。
주시디야래. 주시 통한테 주시디 산계기 진기야래. 신기야래 봐. 근데 다 주부들의 주시 신디 다단한 걸 봐나셔 그래. 그 신도 비야 말이야. 그게 신지도 사구비야 말이야. 신디 나이 다단한 거 지혜롭지는 나이.
So, but I don't know to your answer, but the Buddha can see that piece of wood. He can see that piece of wood. But the audience, they don't see piece of wood. They just see the image, elephant or a horse.
So if you say like, so what if you say like a vase is red,
Okay.
so it's still about recognition?
근데 분바디 마블이라는데 세명이 또 왔어요. 분바 마블이라는.
분바 마부 지혜나 분바 마부지 버티니 또돼.
Yes. You must say you need a red vase, and if you see it, yes, that is a valid cognition.
So if you say it was green, then it would be like, if it was red and then you say it's green, would it be a recognition?
Oh, so you're looking at a red vase, like a vase, and saying like that is a green.
I say it together like it's a green vase. instead of saying like it's just a vase, seeing it means adding addition of the green.
Mm.
Instead of saying like just it's a vase.
Vase, you say
then
green
add
vase, yes.
Red vase, I say red vase.
Okay.
It's a valid cognition.
알레 드디어 베네 봄바라 봄바라라 봄바 통라도 비로와 봄바 마보 통라네 세메도 세메 또 라오라시오다
본방마부터는 세메도 지단지
봄바 땅 시월다
아.
봄바 마보 레샤
어리
봄바도 세야지다 봄바 마보도 세야지 찍바라 왔어
이제 본바통한테 본방마부통수는 본바통화 샤브리 이 본바통화래 다디
yes valid cognition
I have a question also about that. I thought that having a valid cognition is understanding the interdependence of that object, right? Seeing its like parts and causes and effects and everything. That's not a valid cognition. Just seeing the object as
seeing
it is.
dependent arising
Yeah, it's
is
an object
only
that
valid
is.
cognition
Yeah, it's that seeing the object as impermanent,
okay
as caused by different causes
Okay.
and conditions, by
unconditioned
different elements, seeing it as without inherent existence. That's what is means valid cognition.
그런 모란 선발이야 디팅 두스타 페네셔나 추 더페나티는 체마 인다 많이 세죠라 체마 인다 많이 세디 페네 담제 땡지 대버 중월에 차도 차전나 뱀바레 아니 랑시게 메바레 세디 주 체마체 데네 많이 베 체마 많이 베게 나와를 셔비에서 레삼송사 데레라고 레삼송사
우리 차지 임바 하고 참마를 버지 로아메 버지 참마세야지 땡기벨을 지는 로아메 버지 그 진반나시 들네 수는 들 참마시게 밀루아시게 아니 그게 그러니 지나 뒤들 내기 민주는 로아르바 딜레 참마시게 두수 참마리 공부 차대 차지
디치고 체마이나 어딘데 랑 맞듯이 인고에 삼고 베네 공부하다가 공부 체마네 삼고
아
공부디 춘이 말와 공부디 체마 말에 삼고 공부다리 셰바지어가 뜻대로 공부들 체마 매 삼고 왔다
공부도 참마야
so then
이디 또세 이디 공부 통수도 잠바디기 공부 통에 로디 공부도 참마를 지리
so the valid cognition, we talk about valid cognition. Remember, she gave a definition of the valid cognition in terms of, like according to the Madhyamika Sankita. Okay, the valid cognition means miluwa tsema. Miluwa means like milua, lua. Okay, first lu means like negative, right? Lua means deceived. Okay, and then the kind of like you can think of like wrong or something like that, not right. Something.
Oh.
Okay, right. So that means like when you see an object, but if this is different than what you see, is lua or deceive. It deceive your mind, right? So if it stays, when you see an object, if it is as you see it, valid or milua. Okay, milua. Okay, this is how you define that thing, right? Under in terms of their school. Now, so when you talk about the dependent arising and that truly existing, all of these are valid cognition, yes. But when we see a vase as a vase, that is also a valid cognition.
Also, just to confirm, in the magician example, the third group, which is the person who has not the appearance and the adherence, they're seeing that valid cognition. In the third person whose eyes have not been affected,
Okay.
both the appearance and adherence to that appearance. On page
What was the question?
so is that group, that's the one that has seen valid cognition, not being deceived, right? They see the wood because they were not there. That,
This you said, the Sumbajo, best Sumbajo, the make a housing in Milebe mix Yoroa. Or the la Shing the Tongores, Shing the Tongores, and Shing the Tube, Talan to Tongamares, the literature reves.
이제 단란도 디우 단란도 나와 단란도 난게 말이 단란도 시엠바티 말이 that is sanjeta tu shachuru ba tombani le tiji tu nyamba shabe kansati tiri
The Shing the Tongores use that thing.
tombani le tiji tu nyamba shanye tiri shingje tongma
Okay. So now, let's say, so third type of person, okay, that group, they do not see the illusory elephants or animals, right? And since they don't see them, so but they don't have adherence, right? Adherence, okay? They don't have that. But then you're saying, maybe you're saying like, whether they see this wood or not, right? It depends. If someone who is in deep meditative kind of absorption, they don't see that. Otherwise, the Buddha can see it, and other person can see it.
yeah that did it 다네 르옹기 샤베 세다 세메옹기 최디 샤세다 르옹기 샤세디 가가지 세메옹기 샤세디 세메옹기 샤바디 셈담발레야리 도대우 마도 수비 공부티 세메옹기 샤투야 공부티 르옹기 샤투야 말이 오늘 로티 제만 말을 제말이 로티 제만들 로리 이니야 그 샤바티 르옹기 샤바티 조투야 말이 그 샤바티 제명기 샤시게르티 그 제마티를 봐 제마티기 샤시야티 제마티기 또 주들이 오늘 그 로를 봤으나 로리 그 샤바티 제마티기 샤바티 르옹기 샤주티 조버르베스니 티마리스 콜로 마르베스니 로리스 이네야 그 세제 중주디 르옹기 세제 중주디 마리스 기야리
Okay, now they here like we need to make a differentiate between how things are perceived by mind and how things are perceived by valid cognition, right? So the valid cognition is something that is equates with the object and stuff like that, right? All these things, okay? These two things, okay? So now, then he said, like, what about the valid cognition? Isn't it the valid cognition is a mind, right? So then it's like the same thing you're saying, like, valid cognition and the projection or the object that perceived by valid cognition is also considered as, we can also consider as seeing by mind, right? So then it said that the way the seeing or the perceiving by valid cognition, if something is perceived by valid cognition, it not necessary. The law because 체매 오왕기 체매 오왕기 샤고에는 로기 오기 샤고 이거 말해라 그러면.
제명기 샤수나 르옹기 샤바티 두그르베스나
조투 말했어. 조 말했어. 샤투 말했어. 뭐 말이야? 샤투 말했어. 뭐. So then it said that if the object that perceived by valid cognition is not necessary, it's like how to say it is not actually necessarily sort of like you need to say that is actually perceived by mind, something like that. But I don't know exactly what it means when you say that.
제명기 샤제 Jobati, Lung Shat, Lung Shabati, Jotur, deep dirt to good listener. Lung, Temung Shajan, Jobati, Lung Shabati, 제주를 했는데 제주 말이지.
Chumares.
제명이写제 중주들아 로용이写제 가가리.
Okay. So there are another word.
제마들로 말했는데.
Yes, okay. So he says that if the object that perceived by valid cognition, but you cannot say that is perceived by mind, because the object that perceived to valid cognition and object that is perceived by mind is two different things. Okay, it could be two different things.
다른 안주별로라 로용이写제 저거나 아니 이게 투모마인데 뒤로 면에 매버 차고요. 아 로용이 샤바리세디. 이런 샤바세디 이거 투모마인데 뒤로 면에 저거지 맞추고 다 거기에 때문에 아니 그네 주시엔스다 로용이 샤바디 주비야.
So according to the Sattandika Madhyamika, yeah, if they said the object that actually perceived by mind, okay, mind, that means that individual has to understand that the things are not merely exist from the objective side. Okay.
예.
But the other one doesn't need that.
대마주반 나시 나와다를 대마마주바지 또배 땡니 tem 또배 땡는 조금 그래서는 나시 나와다 뒤로서 맨조한테 시고요. 대 로 유지 나와나 뒤로서 좋아다 맨조가 인세도가 나와다 뒤로서 여기까지 또배 치면 시지죠. 나와다 뒤로서 맨조한테 시에바디 롱 시지죠. 다들 그래서 대마주반 나시 나와다 이 유디 나와다 마주바를 시고 대마주반 나시 나와다 마주바를 시고요. 롱 시지셔가 또 봐라. 나 아니 란기별로라 이게 투모마인데 뒤르지 군에 주바치 남기야르바 본바나와디 본바디 이게 투모마인데 뒤르지 군에 주바치 남기야 뒤르스 두번 투모마인데 뒤르지 군에 두번 나시 나와서 뒤르스 면조가 타고 이런 거 샤발했더니
So the in terms of like a valid cognition, whether it's like a valid cognition or not, the bit in the the valid cognition versus object of valid cognition versus object of mind. Okay, let's go to this. So the object of valid cognition means like that object needs to be correlated with their object. It has to be true with their object. Okay, right? So then the object of the mind, object of the mind, it's not that case. It's not that it not necessarily has to be correlated with object. So that means like it doesn't have to be true, sort of like true. So that means when if someone like the object of mind, sort of the object of mind can be untrue, unreal, sort of unreal. Okay, so then the unreal means like the mind, right? Mind, when they see object, so the mind actually project on that object as truly exist. Okay, that is not true, right? Not true. That's why they have like a different way to perceive things. Okay.
아디지. 일레버 kona tseme ungi sheja joba la tsema yang lo yinbe di sheja joba yang lo ungi sheja joba gyurwe ngobu mawe lo ki tenru kepa gyuru nyamdu doba di ni kebru kuri sebri tene tseme ungi sheja joju da lo ungi sheja joju kagashigiri 이 마시는 아니 제가 온 게 세제 조주기 때 조주디 lượng 세제 조주디 집벌을 지시나 아니 뭐고 마에 로기 대주디 베케베스 뭐 마와도 수비 일단이 제가 온 세제는 자주도 다른 lượng 세제 자주도 가서 이때는 아니 간수리 아니 대주 캡도 가서 그 뭐마와도 수테는 그 시제 저도 하고 뒤에서 내용 시제 저것들이 그래 영창도 상수는 뭐마와 대주 캡을 저도 선도 버기게 뒤에 가가치 두그리 있어 되게 공도 셔버되게 일레가 지나세요.
And then in the text, which read from the text, when you understand well this presentation of how phenomena are posed through the force of the mind according to the Sautrantika school, you will come to differentiate the two positions of the Sautrantika school and the proponents of the true existence, which some confuse. Okay, we are here in this one. So then if you are able to make a distinguish between things that actually, perceived by the valid cognition and the mind, right? So then it actually eliminates lots of possibility confusions. Otherwise, some schools they think if the object they perceive to valid cognition is also perceived by a mind. Okay, that also, and it means you mix these two things together, seeing things from the mind and seeing things from the valid cognitions. Okay, if you mix these together, so then they think that the Ngomawa means the proponent of the true existence, right? Ngomawa, get true existence. So then we need to say they can also, because since they believe, they accept the valid cognitions, so then we need to say they can also eliminate the true existence of things.
다 초딩인 제벌 체벌 교대 체면온기 세제 주거니 세제니 두루 체면도 봐 임베 대다 남아니 때문에다 뇌온기 세제 뇌온기 조증이 때문에 말이죠. 체면온기 세제 조주기다 뇌온기 세제 조증이 때문에 하죠.
So then in the conclusion here, the object of comprehension, that is all objects opposite to the force of valid cognition, and since valid cognition are awareness, the position of the object of comprehension through them is case of positing objects through the force of awareness. Hence, even the system of the proponents. Okay, I think we're supposed to read here. Anyway. However, the object of comprehension of positive that is satisfied to the force of valid cognition, meaning the valid cognition. Okay. Anyway, so Dimashi actually read some kind of conclusion lines from the text. He said that the object that perceive object that object to make it easy, object to valid cognition and object to mind is totally two different things. Okay, you need to understand that.
다드네 르오기 세제 조바 또발라 다 돈이 또 방문도 조고 제명기 세제 조바티 제마티 공부도 또 주들이 제명기 공부 샤바 샤세디 제마티 세제도 또 받아가라 제명기 세제 조세야 되디
So the
르오기 세제 조발라 되니 가자 되네 돈이 이제 돈이 더 보면 또 쓰면 또 좋고 해야 돼.
So then another word, in order to understand how mind actually perceives objects, in order to understand that, so it is pretty much that you need to see emptiness prior to that. The other one, seeing valid cognition, right? The object that exists by the valid cognition, you don't need to see emptiness prior to that.
다음에 대다 기면 나와니 내제 집에 엄마 봤다는 라리는 아니 치료 캘린데 너도 집에 엄마 랭기 봐이나 아니 되게 신진의 엄마 무슨 더 시계래 다 기면 나와디 기면 나왔으니 기면 따스니 기면 나와들이 기면 캔라 대신 따는도 나와지로 나와지 나와들이 기면 따스기래 기면 따스디 따칭이 야마라 콜로 온실 따가 나와다가 기면 따스기 기면 따디 내저주가 엄마 바이는 미시 냠수니라 리지르바 디기 기메타디 두리제 다 너도 집에 엄마 아빠한테 라리 캐는 게 아마 아니 신데메 무슨 세 기메타 때문에 댄서기 무슨 지하라 사저도 통이제 녀데 녀디 땡도 따라지 나서 삼지 나와디 디기야 때문에지 때문에 사제디 슈레 통인데 네 너디긴도 다치니 베지 다치 통송 상가르지 지게 어디기 신진도 무슨디 규메타디 이시팅이야 규메타디 사전진도 원시디기 두바이지
지금랑리기 두바이스
내주집에 엄마 내주집에 엄마 봤을 때 엄마랑 이거 라리 캐는 게 다들 라리 캐인사 아니 미시 냠수는 라리 캐라 디기 김에도 다디 그들이 이제 너디 집에 엄마랑 이거 디기 라리 캐는 게 말이야 딱 고치를 좀 캐면은 딱 메다디 근데 수두그래서나 사자들은 온시제 그녀만 때문에 때문에 사제제라 뒤치래 사제 통인데 녀만 된다 따지 통수냐들 놓치 되게 이 온시들이 되게 메다
쳔바소라시와 쳔바소라시와 So now, just the correct. Okay, now page number 95. Okay, 95. The 1, 2, 3. Yes, 3. The third paragraph. According to the Yogacara Sautrantika Madhyamika school, which does not assert external object, right? Okay, external object. The appearance of such as illusion established or certified by the self-knowing direct perception. Okay, this is more different from the. According to the Sautrantika, what is it? Sutrantika Madhyamika school. Okay, another one. Dojicheba. And which asserts external objects. Okay, the appearance to such an illusion established or certified with a certain perception. Apprehend. Okay, now here that means like they're talking about appearances or the perception. Okay. Okay. So the Yogacara. Okay, Yogacara. So when they look at that illusory animals, so they say there is mind. the rangrik khele ba rangrik nenju rangrik khele rangrik dikhandes michelle ongbo la cha ya dos so Okay, so first it detect the kind of like a register sort of like a by the miwa is like eye faculty. Okay, eye faculty. Mishi, mishi, mishi is eye faculty. Yes, eye consciousness, sort of like eye consciousness or eye consciousness, right? So then after that, there's a second mind that sees that in a picture. Okay, that's called self-knowing. That's called self-knowing. So then that used as an object. Okay. Now the another one, the Sotrantika. Okay, Sotrantika Madhyamika. It's the other school. So they said, for instance, when they need to have some kind of external objects. For instance, like let's say like if someone visit back to the place where they had like took place the magician kind of like things, right? When they go there, then they see the area. So as soon as they see the area, so then they actually kind of like force them to remind, sort of like force them to remind what occurs here. Then they have a mental picture of that animal, illusory animal. Yeah, this is the differences. Then how they perceive objectively, sort of like.
That is. Kama chuduga. Kama chudu. That is. The chiruke nimbe rangi batana sajo sam panase. Ya panase ke panase niti sajo de dimi nangaji belo chi kidreba. Manaju sati tui tuti panaji ki nangaji belo chi tuba. Nangaji belo tiang panaji belo tiang sajo belo tigi. Ni ngarti ni ime karati dachi thong sunya beni shite jingri sierba. Di panaji ba sajo sam panaji belo shite isituba. Panasi tu tuba sajo teta indu to Pagina unit Tungurma.
Okay, so let's try to find this in English. How is it like appears as a force, external objects. Okay, anyway, so according to the second one, Sautrantika, Sautrantika Madhyamika school, right? So he said when they see actually literally they see a place, okay, place and a space, right? In order to see that place, you need to go through that kind of space in between. By looking at that space and the place, so then they can see the actually virtue of that. So like they remind them. I asked them specifically, is this a memory service? Is not. Okay, so anyways, there's a force them to bring up, remember sort of like that horse. But they're looking at, like space and a place.
Tadi Kimetan na nasi ni madrugati karito gres nati tetari irena Kimeta Dushi ta Kimeta di nawata yamaris Kimeta jinangi yariti nawata yamaris ta yamaris ta ji yena mi malebe kasage tungu gres ta chugati dis chugati ta ita nawata yena mi malebe temutusu mi malebe kasatusu tungu Nawata Matupati Tuski Tobri Nawata never needed to Yunani Malebe Tori Kuale, Gay Matu Cheri Shesugita, Kebana, the Nawata Nitu Nashi, Nawata Matubat, Nitusi, then to Kumata was here to Jumeta Nashi, Nawata Matubati. Did you do this? 주담 마슈베 탄이베 로랑가와라 저베 주바 주베 대다 수니 강도 나와 동베 로니 리시트 강도 양명 세야다 디지스.
So then again, the passage number 95, the paragraph fourth, with respect to it's not existing in accordance with how it appears, right? So now you're looking at those both perception, your perception. So then they appears to us as horse and these things, right? But the third group of people, so they don't see that. They don't see that. If this horse and elephants are truly exist, no. So then the third person have to see as what we see, what it appears to us. So that also indicates that they are not truly exist. They truly exist.
다시 메타지 나와래 다 친이바 말이지. 다 친이바 이나 니 미만에 가사도서 통구를 봐서 이제 통면도 가서 다니도 되는데 나와다를 모두가 나와다를 모두가 또 해야 돼. 그냥 된도 기만다부터 세야지 알아. 된바나야 된바 모두가 기만다부터 세야지. 된바 나와다 뒤동 니조디다 주고야 되네. 다디디도 다디. 디지 지도게 어디 디와지 다신디.
So then, so this then you can tell how things appears to us as an illusion, because if you understand that the way things they appears to us and where they things they truly exist is two different things. So for instance, this horse, illusory horse and all these things, so they appears to us as a horse, but they are not horse, right? And they are not elephant. Similar like that, all phenomena things appear to us as something, but they are not what they appears to us. And that's why I said Dendon Jumata Wanang. Dendon Jumata Wanang means everything, all phenomena is empty of truly existing as an illusion. One more question or okay?
So let's say like a recognition and then recognition, right? Let's say like what we're experiencing right now, like we're going through like in life, like right now, is like a result of some action we've committed in the past, right? So does that mean that's the object too? So that means it's recognition, right? But the cause for that is the object of the mind. What caused this to happen?
The object, mind.
Yeah.
Object.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's because of your karma.
Yeah, because of my result. Yeah.
Your karma. You're saying.
So the result.
Why about where they came from, right? Where is?
So that's
the object.
Yeah, yeah. The object of the mind and recognition. We try to differentiate the difference between object of the mind and recognition. So I'm seeing recognition as a result of the action that has already happened, as the object. And then object to the mind as the cause.
Okay. Can you say it again? Sorry.
So there's object of recognition and object of the mind.
Yes. Okay.
So the results of whatever we're going through right now, like the result of actions, is a recognition.
Okay.
And object of the mind is the cause for what becomes recognition.
What is the cause of?
So what becomes object of recognition? The main cause for that is the object of the mind, which is object of the mind, right? And then recognition, objects called recognition, right? So the results, I call the result the recognition, and then the object of the mind, the cause. is the cause the object
Oh,
demand.
you're saying like a
and the
valid cognition is as a result and the mind is as a cause?
Yeah, like
Oh.
cause and effect, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tapena this is what Korangi tatanda di chema da law gi sheja sha su ju yorwa. Pena chema gi sha law gi sha di gyu de wuchi che. Ani chema gi sheja she di dibu de wuchi reves.
말이 처음에 시제 주거디 더 마도 군이 로 시제 주주디 디리 뭔가 지금 더 비치래
She law she just. So then the law sheja I don't know. Anyway, so let me make distinguish like this. The valid cognition. Okay, for instance, valid cognition appear like perceiving object is something that can happen. It can occur before seeing emptiness. Okay. This is
처음에
true.
시제 주거디 안 줘요 이거야
So we also have that right now.
처음에 뭔가 샤바디 이거
So when we see a vase, we are seeing through our valid cognition. Okay, this is, and then the
로 시제 주거디 먼저 또 틀이야 말이야
so the what's it? Mind, right? Mind. In order to be object that perceived by mind, that mind has to see emptiness. Is it? Okay.
So it's
쟤네
the cause.
지단 시에 중에 체면 샤베 접 르웅 샤베 접서 체면 시제 조바티 중나 르웅 시제 조바티 유튜브를 해서는 유튜브 말이 있지 르웅 체면 시제 조바티 말아주리 체면 시제 조바티 말아주리 용기야 bombato punjito pa bombam timisi bombato pa ti chame un gisheje jo patin jo yare le leung gisheje jo ji tin jo she tu ya
So then another word says the every phenomenon, any existence, okay, existence are the object of valid cognition, and all the existence are also object of mind. Okay, this is one statement. Then if the valid cognitions, okay, sees things, right? Sees things, object of valid cognition, it not necessarily mind, object of mind, something like that. Okay.
So the foundation is like the results is the foundation then, like what has already happened is just the base. The base for valid cognition is already what has happened already. The result of everything, like all the action.
The result of actions.
All the action, the rest, like all the existence.
All the
right?
actions.
So all the existence is a result of something which has already happened, right?
Happened. What happened?
Right, all the action.
Action.
Yes,
Are you
like-
talking about action means karma?
Like,
Or-
I'm putting examples like karma, but I'm saying like everything we're going through, like, is a result of whatever has already happened, like, by creating the cause, right? Karma, like karma, right? I'm talking about like karma.
Okay.
Let's say we create causes, then we experience results.
Okay.
So for valid cognition, we take results as whatever is happening caused by the cause as the base for valid cognition.
What of course the best cognition.
I'm trying to find the base for valid cognition.
What is the base of the valid
The
cognition?
base.
Basis of the valid cognition?
Yeah. Let's say you take like a base as a base. You take the base as base to be called a base, right?
Okay.
So like for valid cognition, you take like whatever has already happened or whatever is happening as a result, whatever is happening as a base, then whatever caused that to happen as object the mind as a cause. The cause.
I'm pretty sure you have a good question, but I cannot answer. So
That's a good
complex.
question.
So complex.
어디지?
Okay, let's come back and you can reformulate. I'm just sorry.
Your head's on fire.
Sorry.
So,
谢北给上学班。
上学